You know, YouTube's a very weird thing. You gotta be yourself while talking to absolutely nobody. I don't know, it's just still hard to get used to. Anyways, all right, so coming at you with another trick tip for Slappy frontside crooks. Let's keep the crook ball rolling. Warm up a little bit, you know the drill. Get some tricks in, and then we'll get into it. I'll go over everything from how you're setting up for it, how you're carving into it, all that. I'm gonna try to do it a little different today with some different angles and stuff. I actually watched a trick tip on Ben DeGro's channel, and he had a bunch of different angles of like Slappy feebles. So yeah, I'm gonna try that. Let's do that. So anyways, first we're gonna get some warm-ups in and get this thing popping. All right, so I'm as warmed up as probably I can get. It's super hot out. But yeah, so let's get into it. First, let's talk about setup, how you're getting into this thing. All right, so here's how I set up to get into the front crook. It's a little bit different than back crook. I have my front foot still kind of in that pocket area, but I'll hang my toe off just a little bit. And the reason for that is when you get into the crook, it's kind of easy to slip like down and off of it if you have just barely any foot on the board. If you're gonna pop over to the other side, then this is probably better. But as far as just coming straight off the end and holding it for a while, I'll kind of hang my toe off a little bit and point it just a little bit towards the direction that I'm going. As far as my back foot will be kind of just like right over those back bolts, not really toe hanging off at all. And I'll kind of have it pointed a little bit the same direction as well. And then that's how I set up getting into it. All right, so let's talk about the approach and how you're gonna stand up on this trick and grind it. So the approach, you're gonna wanna do 45 degrees, same as you would for back crooks. You wanna go at the angle that you're gonna kind of lock into it. So that 45 degree angle, right? Couple key things when you're approaching it is you kind of want to go a little light on your front foot, right? You don't want to be super heavy so that you just kind of bash into the curb. But also you want to reverse everything that I said about doing back crooks. Instead of going like for back crooks, you know how you go toe side going into it, and then when you lock into it, you go heel side. So for this, reversing it, you're gonna wanna go heel side going in. So it does this, it'll glide, that wheel will glide up. And then once you get up, then you're toe side, holding it, right? And you do not want to jab into this trick. So that's kind of the problem that I had when I was first learning it, is I was like going at that 45 degree angle and I was kind of scared to let my momentum carry my body, you know, up over the top of the curb. So I would kind of do this weird, like, kind of lean back and like just like jab it out like this, and then it either wouldn't go up or it would slip down, like right, it might have grinded for like a split second and then just slip down right away. So if you think almost like, it's like almost like you're gonna front 50 a little bit. Like that's kind of how like I was picturing in my head, is like, okay, let the curb go like this and like don't jab at all. Just let your momentum carry you right up. Let the curb stand you all the way up on top. Because if you're all the way on top of it, then there's less room for danger. Like, it doesn't seem like it, you know, at first, but you know, you're gonna want to like play it safe and just kind of like jab into it, but it's never gonna work that way. It's just not. You want to just be like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna, almost like you're gonna snap over to the other side, you know? I'm gonna be like, okay, well, I'm gonna let the curb just bam and stand me up over top. And once you're in it and you have all your weight on your toe, the other big key is keeping your shoulders lined up with the curb. So what I mean by that is, like, I'm goofy, right? So this is the side I'd be approaching on. If I get into it and your shoulders are, because of the angle that you're locked in at, your front shoulder is gonna want to close towards the curb. So for me, it would like dip to the left, right? You gotta fight that. Like, you have to let your lower body be kind of like at this angle like this, and your upper body, you want it to be like lined up with the curb. Because if it's lined up with the curb, then you're gonna actually grind. You're not gonna stick, you know? And if you stick on this trick, it sucks. Because like, there's no running out of it usually, you know? It's like sometimes you'll just catch that one. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but sometimes you'll catch that one that it'll just be like, you let your shoulder close, or you lean forward a little bit, and then you're just like, oh well, I guess I'm sailing backwards. So there's no surviving that. you're just gonna fall. It just is what it is. But yeah, so just you gotta fight to keep your shoulders square. Like, you gotta fight that the whole time. And that'll also give you that good like snap out when you're coming out of the trick. So like, if your shoulders are nice and open, then when you go to jab out, it's that same motion. Keep all your weight on your toe and give it that little like that little nudge. As soon as you give it that nudge, it's automatically, because of where your shoulders are, it's automatically gonna straighten. It's not gonna wanna jab out and land sideways, because you know, your lower body is gonna go back to where, like, lined up with your upper body. So it's gonna wanna be like, okay, shoulders are lined up, snap out, and then it's gonna be like, boom, and you're gonna land it. So that's the key. So stay on your toe the whole time, let the curb stand you up, keep your shoulders lined up with the curb. Big, okay? So I'm gonna see if I can get do a few different angles, and yeah, and hopefully you guys are gonna get them. Let's do it. So that is Slappy front crooks. Hopefully you guys like a bunch of different angles. That way you can kind of see like the approach, the way I'm swerving in, all that, all the little nitty gritty. But let me know what you want to see next. I have like kind of a small list going of trick tips, and then like other videos. And a lot of people were requesting to know about my curb and like how I built it and everything like that. Well, I have several, but yeah, drop a comment. Let me know what you want to see, if it's something unique or something weird. It's probably something weird. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, I'll catch you guys soon.